On July 21st, 2021, I had weight loss surgery. I had a vertical sleeve gastrectomy and I have lost and kept off about 80 pounds. It is now January the 11th, 2025, and I'm going to tell you the story. I am 52 years old. From my late 20s until I was, I guess, 48, 49, I struggled with my weight. I have done diet pills. I have done the cabbage soup diet. I've done Nutrisystem. I've done Weight Watchers. I've done the drops under the tongue, diet pills many, many times. Exercise. I've tried everything. I've tried everything. I would lose, I would gain. I would lose, I would gain because as soon as I lost the weight, I quit doing the things that I did to lose the weight and I would gain the weight back. After a very arduous hike on Mount LeConte in the Gatlinburg, Tennessee area, for which I was drastically, unbelievably unprepared and thought I was going to die. I was 4 steps up the mountain and could still see the car, and I knew I'd made a grave mistake, and I thought I would die. I knew I had to do something. So at that time, I began to log calories, weigh and measure my food, use my fitness pal to track my calories. I lost about 50 pounds. The next year, we went back to Mount LeConte. I made that mountain my okay, I did it. I hiked it whistling while I walked. It was the easiest thing because I was 50 pounds less. Have you ever picked up something that weighs 50 pounds to see what it's like to physically carry around 50 extra pounds? It's pretty shocking. So I felt really good about myself, right? I was fit, I was exercising, and I was just counting my calories. I was in a calorie deficit. And then I quit doing everything that I did to lose the weight. I quit tracking my calories. I began to eat all kinds of things again, drank all that sweet tea and Coke, and quit working out. And guess what? I got fat. Not only did I get fat, I got real, real fat. I put all the 50 pounds back on, plus at least another 25. I got up to about 220. I thought, this is insane. This is crazy. I'm the largest person in the room now when I go places. I don't want to go anywhere. I have 4 things that fit me. I have no self esteem. When you have no self esteem, it affects everything. It affects your intimacy with your partner. It affects your relationships because you don't want to leave the house. You don't want to network with people. So it affects your business. It makes you feel, I mean, it, it was awful. It was horrible. It was changing who I was as a person. And I thought, what am I going to do? And I knew a lot of people who had weight loss surgery, and I really debated it because my husband is a general surgeon. And at the time, he really did not believe in the surgery. But also, almost everybody we knew that had ever had the surgery had gained almost all or all the weight back, or they'd gained the weight back and were now on some sort of dietary aid to lose weight again. So I began to interview people who'd had the surgery, and everybody that I interviewed who had gained weight back was still drinking a lot of calories. They were either drinking a lot of alcohol or some alcohol, or they were drinking sweet tea and Cokes. And so one friend of mine, shout out to my girlfriend Ann, she said to me, if you're going to do the surgery, don't have sugar ever again. If you're going to have sugar, don't even bother having the surgery. So that's what I decided to do. And the very last Coca-Cola I had, which was on July the 20th, 2021, I nursed every sip and I was grateful and savored every sip that it's the last Coke that I've ever had and probably will be the last Coke I've ever had. So I told myself, if you're going to have the surgery and you want to lose weight, the surgery is going to pretty much take care of your capacity to eat and store a lot of chewable food, but you can still swallow a lot of liquid food or mushy food like ice cream. And that casual drive through Dairy Queen for the Butterfinger Blizzard really shouldn't do that anymore. So I just told myself, if I do this, I'm going to do it. I wasn't fat enough for insurance to pay for it, so I had to pay cash, and it was a lot of cash. But let me tell you what, I probably saved that and more in the things that I was eating. Just the Coke from the McDonald's drive-through in the past, I probably saved as much money as the surgery cost me to do. So ever since the surgery, I haven't had Coke, sweet tea, or sugared things. I haven't had a cookie. I haven't had a piece of cake. I haven't had a brownie, not even a bite. And I haven't missed anything. I'm going to do another video to show you the Ninja protein ice cream that I make in the Ninja Creamy machine. If you don't know what that is, don't worry, I'm going to do a video about it. But I am still able to enjoy something that tastes exactly like ice cream, but it's just a protein shake in ice cream form, and it's delicious and it's good for me, and it's low calorie, and it's high protein, it's no sugar. And honestly, I can tell you that I don't miss it because I know I can walk in any store and I could put on my size and everything in my closet fits me, and I feel confident again. I feel healthier. My knees aren't giving out when I'm trying to walk up the stairs. I am healthier in my body. It's not just about appearance. I'm healthier in my body. I feel like I'm probably at a much lower risk of getting diabetes, a much lower risk of developing heart disease. And even though my husband was not behind having the surgery, the minute I decided to do it, he became my biggest supporter, and he's been a wonderful cheerleader for me. And it's just been really amazing. I'm going to put some before and after pictures down here. And the very last picture, I'm gonna give you a warning before I post it, but I'm gonna put a picture of my insides because when I had the surgery done, I'm also gonna put in a picture of my surgeon. Um, because it was his birthday. He's my husband's partner. His name is Neil Holm, Holm. Wonderful. If you need the surgery, come to Hattiesburg. Have Neil Holm do it. It's great. He and Daniel Smith at Hattiesburg Clinic did my surgery, and it was my surgeon's birthday. But anyway, I said, take a picture of my stomach. And what I meant was in the bowl, after you cut it out, take a picture of my stomach. But he actually took a picture inside when he had me blown up, because it's a laparoscopic procedure. So they insert these trocars and fill you with gas and expand your abdomen so they can see everything in there. So he took a picture. So I'm one of the only people probably that I know that's gotten to see a picture of their liver while it's still inside their body functioning. So here's all my insides. So you can see that. But anyway, don't eat sugar. And I guess you could probably just cut out sugar and you wouldn't have to spend all that money and have weight loss surgery and spend the night in the hospital. You could just cut out the sugar. But let me tell you, there's nothing magic about the surgery because people gain the weight back. There's nothing magic about any way that you use to lose weight. You have to, first of all, maintain it, keep it up, because if you stop doing what works, you gain the weight back. Please don't fault people who are on Ozempic or pharmaceutical aids to eat. Y'all, I could read a book without my glasses. I really could. I could squint. I could hold the book out. I could do all the hard things to read. I would be no prouder of myself for having read the book because I made myself squint through it than if I just put on the glasses that the doctor created for me. So why are we getting upset with people or criticizing them or talking down at them if they're using Ozempic to lose weight because we say it's the easy way? Well, so are my glasses. That's the easy way. Should I be prouder that I squinted? No, it's ridiculous. We shouldn't be more proud of people because they choose not to have weight loss surgery or use a dietary aid, pharmaceutical aid like Ozempic to lose the weight. So here's what I'm saying. If you're struggling with weight, I would tell you, first of all, MyFitnessPal is a great app, but you got to weigh and measure all the food. You have to look at all the calories, including the sauces. One pack of Chick-fil-A sauce is 140 calories. I'll say it again, 140 calories. Scan every label, weigh, measure. That will teach you. It will teach you what a serving is. You'll be able to look at somebody else's plate and calculate the calories. Okay. I'm not saying you have to be obsessive your whole life about it, but it's a really good way to learn how to control your calories. If that doesn't work for you, you're probably not being honest about the calories that you're eating. And don't come for me in the comments and tell me that calories don't matter. I'm not even going to acknowledge the comment. You can put it down there. I'm not even going to acknowledge it because it's ridiculous. But if you are counting your calories and weighing and measuring your food and you're not losing weight, first of all, you need to see an endocrinologist because that's kind of a medical mystery and a miracle and something that needs to be investigated. But chances are you're probably just not really accurately weighing, measuring your food and scanning your labels and considering everything that you're eating, because I know I wasn't until I became hyper aware of it. If that doesn't work for you and you really want something that is probably an end all be all cure, cut your sugar out. Cut your sugar out of everything and make no exceptions. Absolutely no exceptions for it. Now, I'm not a Nazi about labels. I occasionally will dip a French fry in some ketchup, and I'm aware that ketchup has a little bit of sugar in it. I am not drinking a cup of ketchup. Okay, I'm not like a vegan who says I can't have chicken broth in my soup. There are some sugary calories lurking in some foods that I eat, but I will not eat a cake, a cookie, a regular ice cream, a milkshake, a lifesaver that has sugar in it. I don't drink sodas, I don't drink sweet tea, anything like that. And I've lost about 80 pounds since the surgery, and I've maintained that weight loss. I lost all the weight probably in the first 6 months, and I have maintained it. So basically, since I'd say January of 2022, I have maintained the weight loss. So for 3 years, I've been maintaining. I do absolutely no exercise. I hate it. I need to start. I'm aware of that. At 52 years old, I really need to be doing some weight bearing exercises just to help me with longevity, flexibility, and overall well-being. But that's my weight loss story. And I eat everything. I eat French fries, I eat potato chips, I eat whatever I want. I just don't eat sugar. So maybe you can try that and see if it works for you. I'm not telling you what you have to do. I'm just telling you what worked for me. And don't be cruel to people who are struggling with weight, because you may be thin now and you may be fat in 3 years and you may be struggling and it may be really hard for you. And have some compassion for people, and don't slight people who use other means than just the hard way to lose weight.